Hello and welcome to the second in our series of Aware Support videos offering information and advice on maintaining good levels of mental health in these difficult circumstances. Today's video is focusing on the 5 steps to well-being, an evidence-based set of public health messages which sets out to improve the well-being of the population. So without further ado, let's head off and find out what these 5 steps are and how can they be beneficial in looking after our mental health. So let's crack on with the first of our 5 steps to well-being. Now, as human beings, social relationships are very important in terms of maintaining good levels of mental health. And obviously in the situation we find ourselves in, it can be more difficult to keep in touch with people than under normal circumstances. For some people who live at home with their families, it can be a little bit easier because they have the benefits of having those people around them. But for people who live alone, for example, it can be more difficult for them to keep in touch. Thankfully, we have technology and other tools that we can use to help. So what other ways can we keep in touch and keep those connections going? The first of our 5 steps to well-being is connect. Maybe now's the time to jump right in and embrace the technology. There are so many tools and programs and apps available that will enable us to stay in touch and keep in contact with people all over the world. Whether you want to talk one-to-one through a tool like FaceTime or WhatsApp video or Skype, right through to talking to multiple people at one time with apps like Zoom or, as I'm using here, Microsoft Teams. The options are literally endless. Have a look around, see what works for you. If you're a bit of a technophobe like me, ask a friend or relative maybe to help you get set up. And once you're set up, the world is your oyster. It's a great way to stay in touch with everyone. Oh, here we go now. Hey guys, how you doing?
Really good. Hi.
It's nice to see you. You're all chilling out and taking it easy?
Yeah, keep going.
Chilled.
Zen man.
Yeah, that's great. The only question is though, if you're all chilling out and taking it easy, should you not all be working?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see you all later. And folks, if the WhatsApp and the Skyping and the Zoom meetings, if all that's just a wee bit too much for you at the moment, now's a great time just to get the phone out, phone a few old friends you haven't spoke to in a while, just connect with them, touch base, see how everybody's getting on, and have a really good chat. So. Hi, it's me. Yes. No, I don't want my CDs back. No, I'm just giving you a ring to... No, you don't owe me any money. I'm just giving you a wee ring for it. I haven't... The car's fine, it was fine when you left it back. This is Dave, isn't it? Ah, right, sorry, wrong number. Just make sure you get your dialing done correctly. And if you don't really feel like talking to anybody right at this moment, you can still send someone a text, get on social media accounts, or use WhatsApp. You can still keep in touch. Or if you really want to go old school, in these most modern of times, it's still very welcome to receive a handwritten letter in the post. It really cheers one up and it really adds the personal touch. So folks, as you can see, there's still lots of ways we can keep in touch and there are lots of ways that we can stay connected to the people that we care about. So let's use what we have at our disposal and keep those communication lines open. And if you happen to be out for a walk, for example, as part of your daily exercise routine, and there are people across the street, throw them a wave or a smile. It can make a big difference and make us all feel a little bit better. Okay. And speaking of exercise, I know we touched on this in the last video, but we're going to go into it in a wee bit more detail now because the second of our 5 steps to well-being is stay active. As we mentioned in our previous video, try and utilise everything we have at home and make that part of your daily exercise routine. So even a kitchen chair can become a full-on piece of exercise equipment. Why not use your steps to build up your steps? So even the old worktops can be useful. 998, 999, 1000.
Who's he kidding?
And if you don't fancy using your furniture as gym equipment, there are lots of other things we can do to stay active. Here's a few alternatives. Even doing the housework's a great way of burning a few extra calories and staying active. And maybe that's another reason why we should get Henry out of the cupboard. Or give that yoga class a try. And there's no better time right now with so much free online content available for everyone. I've heard a lot as well about these online free PE classes by some guy called Joe Wicks, but I don't know anybody who's doing those. I don't think they're going to catch on. And for all you potential runners out there, maybe now's the time to put those couch to 5k plans into operation. Just 4 more k to go. And the message again regarding activity and exercise, folks, is do what you can. You know your circumstances, you know your capabilities, but the more exercise and activity we can factor into our daily routine, the better it will be in the long run for our mental health. Okay, so it's probably no surprise if I say that stress levels are pretty high for a lot of us right now with the circumstances we find ourselves in. There's so much going on, we're so busy, we're so preoccupied with what we have to do and what we've already done and what has to happen next that we rarely take the time just to enjoy the now. Okay, and it's very important to try and do that on a daily basis. Our mind needs a chance to unwind, it needs to switch off, it needs to relax and de-stress. So here are a few tips for the third of our 5 steps to well-being. Take notice. If you're lucky enough to have a garden, get out there. It's one of the best places you can go just to unwind and take notice of what's happening around you. And if you don't have a garden or any good outdoor space, why not go for a mindful walk and experience the outdoors during your exercise time? Even if you take the same walk every night, you never know what you're going to come across or what's going to change, what different colours you're going to see. Look, here we have the supermoon. It's just rising tonight, and that's going to look fantastic later on tonight, so it'll be worth coming out to have another peek at that bad boy later on. And everyone, if those ideas don't work for you right now because of your own circumstances, you can also just find a quiet space at home, whether it's your bedroom or whatever. Get the window open, let the breeze blow in, let the sounds drift in from outside. Give your mind a chance to unwind. Leave your thoughts of what's happened earlier and what's going to happen next to one side. Maybe try a little meditation or a few breathing exercises just to give the mind a chance to unwind and de-stress. And for a lot of people, take notice is one of the more challenging of the 5 steps to well-being. But there's loads of great online information out there at the minute, and there's loads of free online mindfulness classes, for example, which can be a great way to give you the platform to learn how to take notice on a more regular basis. Okay. And so we go to number 4 in our 5 steps to well-being, and number 4 is keep learning. There's so much evidence out there to suggest that the more we learn and the more we learn new skills, for example, it can have a real positive impact on our mental health. It gives us a sense of achievement, it improves our confidence levels and our self-worth. It can be fun, relieving boredom and keep us motivated. So here are a few ideas on what we can be doing at home to keep learning. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a second language.
Je m'appelle Marie.
Je m'appelle Marie.
Très bien. Maybe you can satisfy that thirst for knowledge by getting stuck into that back catalogue of books that's been hiding under the bed for the last 6 months or a year. Maybe join a book club, or maybe start your own with your new Zoom app. Whatever your interests are, now's the time. I think I should keep reading this though. So if you do have some spare time in your hands, maybe it's the opportunity now to try something new, to dig out an old hobby that you haven't tried for a while, to sign up for an online course, whatever it may be. It'll be a bit of fun and maybe give you a sense of accomplishment. So here we are at number 5, can you believe it? And number 5 revolves around doing things for other people. Now more than ever, it's so important that we look out for each other, that we support each other, that we look after our neighbours and those who are more vulnerable in our society. And even though we're under restricted movements and things like that, there are still plenty of things we can do to help each other out. Number 5 in our 5 steps to well-being is give. There are still lots of ways we can give to others, even though our movements might be more restricted than under normal circumstances. Leaving a little box of groceries or provisions for a neighbour or a vulnerable adult, maybe an elderly relative, is still a good way we can give back to the community. And remember folks, even the smallest of gestures will have a big positive impact for those people who are feeling most isolated and most vulnerable at this time. So simply do what you can and let's support each other. And in return, you'll find your mood improving and it'll help you feel a bit better as well. Well folks, that's it for today. That's 5 steps to well-being. We hope you've enjoyed today's video. We hope that everyone will find something of use in there somewhere. If you're implementing a lot of these ideas and you're still finding that you're struggling with your stress levels, your anxiety levels or symptoms of depression, please don't forget that a lot of Aware services are still operating. You can use our interactive website, you can use our telephone helpline, and we have our support email, which are all available, and the details for those will follow in a graphic very, very shortly. So all that remains is for me to say thanks again for watching. We'll hopefully see you all again soon, and take care of yourselves.